been a bad day. Hell, it had been a bad week. From the moment I woke up on that fateful Monday morning, I knew something was amiss. It's no surprise to hear about publishers running amok in this crime-ridden scumbucket, reaching into unsuspecting gamers' pockets, trying to pinch a penny or two. It's a disease only I, Detective Reid It, and my friends oddly always called me Fork Chan, can cut out. It's all pretty simple when you think about it. You can only push a man too far, and sooner or later, he'll start pushing back. EA Games had introduced a loot box system to Star Wars Battlefront 2, one that allowed players to get ahead by coughing up the dough. A crime so heinous, it was hard to know where to turn. How the power of good was ever going to come crashing back into this destroyed, worthless city. After all, what's the world to do when microtransactions take control, like some video game protection racket? The first step was as simple as a date with a broad you met downtown for a shake and a shuffle. There was no pressure, just potential, and if it didn't work out, you could dust yourself off, carry on. Here, I just had to answer the first question first. Why loot boxes? It made no sense originally. Life was rosy, and seeing the sun set on a sweet summer's day and smelling the freshly mowed lawn before sitting down for a game of Battlefront 2 was all anyone needed. The American dream come true. But dreams can become nightmares when you're not looking. The sun sets when you least expect it, and you're left paying for extras in a game you'd already paid for. That hurts, and it hurts hard. The loudest noise in the room is often the quietest, and that's when I go to work. Much like a roller coaster ride that keeps you riddled with fear as you slowly crest over a hill to encounter another sudden drop, I discovered some hard truths about relationships EA had been keeping. Damn it, it led right to a giant giraffe. Or Toys R Us. The corruption was deep, embedded in the very fabric of our society, like a rot eating away at us all. For you see, these loot boxes weren't what they seemed. It wasn't about extracting dollars from unsuspecting victims. It was a ruse, a mystery, a lie, all to make sure a long-standing retail chain could stay alive, like an old man, wishing for just one more second on his deathbed. It all came together thusly. Using my highly superior intellect, which I regularly showed off online, I discovered that one Richard Rufio once spoke to Terry Gibbons. The connection? Absolutely zero. Until you learn that Terry Gibbons also lived with Laura Ricard, who, you guessed it, worked at EA. While here, Ricard was friendly with a bad piece of news known as Bob Rapart. And damn it, if he didn't work for the developer of the game, DICE. And you know where sells DICE? Bingo. Toys R Us. Coincidence? I think not. Next, I had to go to the source of the problem, or at least figure out why EA had eventually removed these microtransactions like a drainage system removes the rain, blood, and shit, swirling down into a vortex of nothing, or a Twitter user backing down instantly when challenged. Why would $1 million company care what some nerd on social media said? My findings shook the very foundations of life as I knew it, taking everything I knew and flipping it on its head, like a rigged coin in an underground gambling den. In the same vein as many walks of life, moaning, also known as a long, low sound made by a person expressing some sort of suffering, was front and center. Through my investigations, I soon started to learn that the more one moans, the more someone else is rocked. Rocked like a husband that arrives home to an unfaithful wife, and shoot themselves in the head right then and right there. Powerful, persuasive, and intimidating, the moan penetrates on every level it's intended, and sooner or later, at least one person cracks. Here, it was one executive, one developer, one CEO, and then the rest fell like a house of cards stacked precariously on the edge of the Eiffel Tower, terrified that the moaning would never stop, that the moaning would ring out every day until they just couldn't take it anymore. You can understand why a human being would react this way. We all have lives, families, hopes, dreams. How is anyone meant to focus on leveling up when your phone continually vibrates with yet another person moaning? Coincidence? I think not. You often find with a case that the deeper you go, the more horrifying it becomes. You discover things you never wanted to know, things you already know are going to drag you down. But that's the job of a detective that has to fight through this rotten pit of despair known as life. Not everyone can do it, so those that can, must. But just as I was about to downvote another post on another forum, which was as ordinary as a slice of apple pie on the 4th of July, I heard rumblings that Bob Iger, the CEO of Disney, who now owns Star Wars, was ready to make a call to the EA CEO Andrew Wilson. This is where I saw my opportunity. Seizing this information before it filtered through to the relevant people, I hunted down the relevant numbers and made the call myself, realizing not for the first time I was about to lie. And lie hard. This was what happened.
Hello, is that Andrew Wilson, CEO of Electronic Arts, maker of games such as Call of Duty and Destiny?
No, that's Activision.
Well done. You passed the first test. This is Bob Iger, CEO of Disney, which means I'm powerful. More powerful than the sun moments before it explodes, taking out planet Earth and billions of people in one single movement. The heat with the internet has gotten too much. We're going to have the feds on our ass before long. We've got to do what we have to lay low.
What are you suggesting?
The trolls have won, AW. The trolls have won. They're breathing down our necks so hard I can feel the air on my face. It's cold, brash, unwanting. And every time I log onto Facebook, someone has called me a fucking bum, or a cockwomble, or a degenerate fuckknuckle. I need you to make the call.
But what about Toys R Us?
That giraffe is long dead by now. There's million, says Jeffrey, all under one roof. Yeah, millions of fucking giraffe corpses. They're lost in a weary jungle that doesn't play to our rules. We've got to look out for us, look out for our interests, wait for the noise to calm down, and then reintroduce microtransactions when no one is expecting it. Like a stray dog that walks the streets at night waiting for the cover of dusk so it can eat out the trash and shit on your lawn.
Won't that just cause more problems eventually?
Maybe, maybe not. It's like my old man used to say, you either get busy living or you get busy dying. Bottom line, these feeders ain't got real lives. They ain't gonna stop complaining about unimportant shit. Do what needs to be done.
Okay, Bob.
Please, call me Detective Reid It.
Coincidence?
I think not.